Now, this is what is very necessary, especially in cases like this, wherein it's a submersible or a tube-connected or tube-mounted camera where they can just insert it into wherever they want to, and it can move. It's remote controlled. Wherever they need to turn it to, it can move, and it has its own torchlight in front. So basically, they will know what's the situation over there, how exactly the baby is stuck, and in what direction, what are the type of injuries, is the baby breathing. So they get all that information and more. Again, the big question is, couldn't they have done this in the night itself? Why did they wait for 11 o'clock to start all this work?
And also, Nolan, remember, we are missing one crucial fact out. This is not the first time that the Bijapur district administration is facing a situation like this. If you remember correctly, just a few years back, there was a similar incident in Bijapur district itself. Didn't the district administration learn its lesson back then? Remember, they had conducted a rescue operation, but it was unsuccessful. They couldn't really take out the victim alive. In this case, couldn't they have acted much faster, learning from their earlier experience?
Very true, extremely true. They could have done it, but again, it comes back to another question. Why was that borewell open in the first place? There is a rule that you cannot keep borewells that are not being used or even used open. So should action not be taken against not just the people over there whose field this borewell is in, but also the deputy commissioner and the tahsildar, because once action is taken against them, the junior officials will also work, because ultimately it's only the junior officials who are punished.
Well, Nolan, in the past few years, we have seen at least nearly a dozen cases like this.
Right from 2006, July,
yes,
Prince.
Various cases across the country, and we see every time the state government or some other government coming and saying, we will not take this anymore, we will crack down on people who have taken out borewells which are not being used, and we will force them to close it, and we will also severely penalize both the company which digs this borewell as well as the owner of that farm or owner of that land. But have you seen anything concrete happening on the ground? Has anyone been booked? Suppose in this case, if this baby is not successfully taken out, rescued, then shouldn't the owner of this plot be booked for homicide?
Not just the owner, but also the officials, because the officials are not strict enough, and that's why the owner does not care. And believe me, tomorrow you can hear, I really hope this will happen, you'll hear the Chief Minister saying, like you stated, this will never happen anytime in Karnataka again. We will take strict action against whoever is responsible. He will lambast the Deputy Commissioner, and that's it. Case closed till another baby falls in another open borewell.
That's true, Nolan. It's all just for the next few hours or next few days till this particular incident is in the media limelight. Once that's over, it's back to square one. Officials will go on with their own happy duty, and you will have the ministers too who will forget about this. It's only next time when a similar incident happens that everyone, the media, the state government, the officials come in. You will have all kind of assurances saying that we will make sure all borewells are closed. We will impose a fine. We will make sure that these people are put behind bars. But very little changes on the ground, Nolan.
Now, you talked about shouldn't the owner of this particular farm or land be booked for homicide or criminal negligence? Now, I want to ask, why not the Tahsildar and the Deputy Commissioner also? Because all are involved over here. All the officials, if they were strict, he would have done it. If they were strict again, they would have supervised and seen if these borewells are closed. So everybody is involved in this particular place.
Well, more than the Tahsildars and the district administration, the ground level officers are supposed to be penalized. A Tahsildar or a district level officer cannot really go on to every nook and corner of the district and find out if everything is fine. But the local area engineers who are there, the revenue officials, these are the people who have to be really taken to task and make sure that they learn a lesson. Remember, especially in various parts, even in Bangalore, there was this whole idea of making sure that everyone who wants to dig a borewell take license from the BWSSP or the local authority. But it doesn't happen in Bangalore as well. In rural areas, it's much more relaxed. No licensing, no monitoring as such. Someone wants to dig a borewell in their farm, they dig a borewell, they do not get water, they come out of it, they take out the casing, and they don't even care to cover it up with, say, a large stone, or just put some more soil and cover it up very, very tightly to make sure that no other kid in the area gets into the borewell.
Somewhere down the line, the idea of actually providing compensation has sort of made the officials and the government very lax, because something happens, and even if it's the government's fault, the simple thing they'll always say is, all right, they will provide compensation and a place to stay, basically a job, and that's it, case closed. Could that be one of the reasons why the government is really not bothered? Money and a job.
Well, every time something like this happens, we hear voices from the society which make right noises, saying that compensation is not of utmost importance here. Two things are very important. First, the primary is how you deal when an emergency like this arises. Second, how do you make sure that there is no emergency like this the next time? And that happens only if you implement the law and make sure that the ground level officers really are pulled up and are held accountable for this. Right now, maximum that we will see is there might be an inquiry ordered, or there might be some sort of a frivolous charge will be booked against the landowner, but that's it. After that, everything goes behind the screen, and there's nothing really concrete that comes out of such actions, Nolan.
In fact, what you see over there are the NDRF utilizing their tube mounted or camera mounted on a tube. That's what they have brought it down. There you can see the apparatus used to actually see what's happening over there. Their LCD screen, which they hope to try and find out where this little girl is, where exactly she is. All those people you see over there, those personnel, all belong to the NDRF, or the National Disaster Response Force. They have been trained for exactly these type of jobs. Most of them belong to the army. They have been actually sent to the NDRF on posting for a few years, but they're completely trained for this particular job. Latest equipment. They have reached over here. The robotics expert Manikantan should also be here anytime soon. A chopper has been sent to pick him up finally, and thankfully that the government actually woke up from its sleep throughout the night to decide to bring in experts as fast as possible. There you can see the NDRF showing what they use in order to actually take a look at the surroundings in places such as this, where one can't really put a normal camera down there or a phone or reach down there. So these are the best options. Furthermore, they also have equipment which actually tells whether a human being is present down. It's all about listening to the sound of breathing, or basically various type of infrareds. If I'm not too sure about that, how do they actually pick up if there's a human being somewhere below a particular feet?
Well, in this particular case, they will go by whatever the visual the camera picks up. It's not clear at this juncture if these cameras have any sensors, or is there a technology in this camera that can really pick up audio as well, audio that is very, very low in terms of decibel levels, say a heartbeat or a small noise or a breathing noise made by the baby. It's not clear if this camera can just pick up visual or also pick up the audio as well, Nolan.
But I really do not know what they are holding over there, because they have certain equipment which helps them. Say, for example, during an earthquake or a building that crashes, they can actually walk on top and figure out if there is someone down there, if someone is alive or someone's dead, if there's a human being. Various type of infrared sensors. Do not know if they're actually utilizing one such over there, but the NDRF has all that. But as of now, rescue operations are still going on. 27 feet, they have dug the ditch. Now, this was about an hour ago. Now, we have been looking at it. Every hour, they've been able to manage about 3 to 4 feet. They need another 5 to 8 feet. Well, in fact, we'll now slip into a short break, but on the other side, we will continue to track all those developments taking place in Bijapur. So do stay tuned.